even introduce myself? My mom is over there, Mrs. Patience Ogodo, principal of Atuashe the Second College. Thank you. I did that because growing up as a child, people called me autistic just because I had low self-esteem issues. A lot of people thought I had autism. What they didn't know is that I'm more of an observer. I take my time to observe my environment before I act. I'm going to be sharing my story, but I want my story to not only inspire the children here, but parents and teachers. When I got to JSS 1, I was asked to repeat class. I don't know why, but my mom saw something different. My mom saw value that people could not see. Told me that you can repeat the class, but we have to change your school. She changed my school, she changed my environment, and in less than 1 month, I picked up very fast. I became the best student in my class, from last to first. Every time she comes back from work, she'll say, Otes, come and help me. Come and help me to write the list of students in my class. That girl that people thought was autistic started writing like a robot. In less than 1 hour, I'm done. Growing up, I could not spell my name until I clocked 11 years. The environment affected me so much that even my dad was very, very strict. You dare not speak pidgin English in the house. You dare not wait. There were a lot of strict rules and regulations in the house that made me so reserved that I could not express myself. But every time my mom will look at me, she will say, don't worry, calm down, you are getting there. And today, I'm more than excited to be here, thanks to Cora Care Foundation. Thank you. This is the first time I'm going to be standing in the midst of so many crowds. I always share my story, but I never show my face. But today, I'm showing my face for the first time to share my story. Because of time, I'm not going to be doing all those dictionary meaning of what is beyond limit and all of that. I'll just tell you one simple thing. Have you ever seen where plants grows on concrete? You'll be wondering, this is not loamy soil, this is not sandy soil, this is not clay soil. Why should plants grow on rock? That should remind you that there is no limit to what you can achieve in life. So after I went to the university, I started doing a lot of weird things, like every time people hear my name, Oghenetejiri, they don't pronounce it correctly. I started questioning my mom, like, why people give me this kind of long name, Oghenetejiri? Can't they just call me TJ, Otes, or Tej? I didn't like the name for any reason. And because of my lifestyle, the way I was dressing in school, infusing broom, raffia, and so many things in my clothes, they nicknamed me Urobo Masquerade. I hated that name so much that I didn't know that God was preparing me for something ahead. I graduated. I could not get a job. As a matter of fact, I studied medical biochemistry in school. After my NYC, I wanted to do something different. I moved to Lagos. I didn't want to be that typical housewife that would just wake up in the morning, breakfast is ready, tie wrapper on your chest. I wanted something different because I knew there was something in me that I have not discovered. I picked up my old sewing machine and I started gathering leftover scrap in different tailors in my community. Every time I come that I want to gather this scrap, they'll be like, this thing is dirty now. What do you want to use it to do? It's dirty. I knew what I wanted to use it to do. I had old shoes, old bags, with those scraps that people saw as rags. I will use it to recycle my old bags and my old shoes, wear it to church. And people will be like, did you make this thing from scratch? In my mind, I didn't make it from scratch, but I was looking for customers. I won't tell you my selling points. I won't tell you what's going on. 8 months later, a lady from Cameroon came. She came knocking and she was like, I saw this bag that you wore in church. I want this bag. but I want it in bulk. What am I trying to say? I waited 8 good months. Nobody showed interest in what I was doing. They were just liking it, admiring it from afar. But after 8 months, a lady from Cameroon, she walked in and she ordered over 1,000 pieces of what we were doing. Unknown to her, it was a revamped bag. But through that process, I went to YouTube. I don't know how to make bag. I only know how to use gum to gum fabrics on bag. I went to YouTube and I learned the bag from scratch. I made those 1,000 bags and I delivered it, and she was impressed. I decided to bring my business to social media, and I waited another 8 months before I made my first sale. I'm talking about latex creation right now. And after 8 months, I love the fact that someone said our mouth is very, very powerful. I told myself that the first customer that we get will determine how I'm going to run this business. I got the first customer all the way from Atlanta, bulk orders, and that bulk orders opened doors for me. I got interviewed, shout out Atlanta, Fabric and Garment South Africa, and just like that, we became global. What they didn't know is I was just trying to find my spark. I applied for so many grant competitions. If I'm correct, I applied for 53. Out of that 53, I lost 50, I got only 3. Out of the 3, I think the first one was 500,000, the second one was 300,000, but I want something bigger. I knew there was something. The other 50 I lost, they kept telling me, you are doing too much. How can only one person be revamping, be doing this? Focus on one thing. And the thing with being a creative is sometimes you see yourself doing so many things that you find it difficult to focus on that one thing. Last year, a friend reached out to me and told me to apply for a program called Orange Corners. Now, this program, I already made up my mind that I don't want to have business with grant. I just want to focus on my business. Whether you like it, whether I'm doing too much, I don't care. So after so many back and forth, I applied for the program and I got selected out of 1,053 persons that applied for the program. From top 50 to top 30 to top 20. The top 20 got into the program and all of us were awarded 5.5 million naira. That was my first millions in grants. Along the line, I made a chessboard. A chessboard made from textile waste. I think you need to see that slide. Can you take it to the picture slide, please? I made a chessboard from textile waste, and we were asked to face the committee from Netherlands. And they said, we gave you 5.5 million naira. What are you going to use the money to do? I told them that my next step of unlocking my creative side is to collaborate with Tunde Onokoya. And they told me that it will take you months before you will be able to reach him. We are talking about a celebrity here. Guess what? It took me only 2 days to contact him. And we collaborated. We signed a long-term partnership whereby I get to train people in slum Africa. Along the line, the program is for 6 months. 6 months. In the midst of these 6 months, they taught us so many things about business, things I never knew for the past 8 years that I've been running my business. How to manage your finance, how to communicate, negotiation, inventory management, lots more. I never knew all these things, but in the course of the program, I opened my eyes to see a lot of things. Now remember, they told me I was doing a lot of things, but the program told me I was doing a lot of things in a different way. We had the demo pitch, and they were like, okay, let me give you a secret. When you are running a business, you need to run a business that will not affect your health. You know, as a creative, it's just like having so many ideas, so many boyfriends. Allow me to use that word. So many boyfriends, like you cannot even love one differently. You love all of them equally. It's time to love only one and focus on that one. I got confused because I didn't understand what they were saying. I did the demo pitch, I ignored them. I did the demo pitch, and they told me, sorry, you will not make it to the next stage. I cried. 6 months? I said, no, I will not agree. I've been here for 6 months, and you're telling me I will not make it to the next stage. A week to the deadline of the finale, I submitted a new business plan, a new financial statement. I submitted new everything. I sacrificed my sleep for like 1 week. At the end of the day, they said, okay, you will join people to pitch. Guess what? The girl that was doing textile waste recycling came with a different business model. I started upcycling palm leaf waste. The palm leaf that you use in making your banga soup, the palm kernel you use in making banga soup, what do you call it, palm wine. I did something different. And they were like, but this is not what you are doing. At the end of the day, we pitched. I made the top 10. For making top 10, I won the money. 10,000 euros, which is 18 million naira. Why am I telling you this story? Sometimes, you remember I said they were calling me Uwobo masquerade. Why were they calling me that? Look at the way I'm dressed there. In the midst of the crowd like this, I can just come looking like a masquerade, and I didn't care. I found my own identity. I wear Ankara to class. They'll tell you, no, you're supposed to be wearing suit. Why are you wearing Ankara? I told them it's my identity. This is me. I'm telling you this story because in the midst of so many people here, you have your own unique identity. Don't say there is no limit to what I can achieve or the sky is big enough for everybody. Then you want to copy what your neighbor is doing. In the process of finding your purpose, you will fail. You will face rejection. But how you overcome those rejections is what defines you. Your environment, society will make you feel like you are not good enough. Society will tell you, calm down, you are doing too much, dim that light. But it's up to you to find your spark, to find your purpose, and tell them, I'm sorry, I will not dim my light for you. Repeat after me, I will not dim my light for you. As you can see, we've received over 10 plus awards, shipped to over 20 countries, and impacted over 5,000 people globally and not just within Nigeria. We are very, very big on impacting especially women, because looking at where I came from, looking at how I came to Lagos, I wanted to work in the corporate space, but everybody were like, you're married, go and focus on your house. What if you get pregnant? You will not be able to concentrate. So many things. Look at me now. I am not better than anybody in this room. I found my purpose, and I hope you will always remember that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Thank you very much.
Atlantic Media and TV Group